Hello guys, welcome to another edition of Raging Against the Dice. Today we're looking at the Rus Infantry from Victrix games. Now this is a new set out. They come armoured and unarmoured. You get half of each, I believe, which is 48 models, so 24 of each. They come on sprues of 6, and it's just very much like a lot of Victrix's kits. It's just repeating sprues. So yeah, I'm super excited for these. As you guys know, I'm a big Vikings guy, both in terms of historicalness and in terms of wargaming. These Rus are really, really beautiful. So I do have these here. It's going to be a bit of a quick video. As you can see, I'm at the scrap build table where I build models while I watch varying horrific YouTube videos. Yeah, my taste in YouTube is terrible, guys. I don't know why you'd watch us. But yeah, I thought I would quickly show you the sprues, and then I would go in and build them, and I'd come back. Now, I'm only going to build a few for you to see. I'm splitting this set with Sparks, so I'm going to keep all bar one of each sprue, because he only needs the 12 models. But, as you can see here on the back of it, it does show you a couple of them built up. Now, these are very dynamic. I'm going to use them for Warhammer Ancient Battles. I'm probably going to use them for, like, better squads. So I'm going to use them for command groups and things like that. I'm going to maybe build, if there's some, like, an elite unit or anything like that, I'm going to build them with that. But you do get instructions now. We're still at the instruction stage. So as you can see there, on the back is the armoured Rus, and then on the front is the unarmoured. As you can see, use any shield or scabbard on any of the figures. Some heads have been designed to fit specific poses. However, most will fit other poses. So I am going to mix and match a lot of these with my for my medieval archers and my Vikings as well, just to create some unique looks, but I won't show that in this video. So as you can see here, we have two different sprues, and as I mentioned, it's those repeating, so you get 4 of each, I believe. 6, 12, 18, 24, yeah. So, as I said, I'm giving 1 of each to Sparks. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take a look. I'm just going to pop this out the way so you guys can see. So you get the 6 bodies there. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And these are unarmoured, so they're wearing like tunics and that very light leather armouring. You've got a load of heads up at the top here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You've got more heads down this side. Now, some of these heads you will absolutely recognise from some of the other medieval sprues. And that's because they would fit, in terms of there's no point creating a whole new head when that one works perfectly well. You've got there the old-fashioned hand holding a severed head. You've got the big square shields as well as some round shields here to give yourself a bit of variety. You've got some spears across here. You've got your musician there. You've got some axes, 1- and 2-handed, and some swords as well. It's a really nice sprue, this one, so far. As I said, I'm probably going to build up 2 or 3, maybe. 1 with a spear, 1 with a sword and shield, and then 1 with 2 axes. And now we're going to look at the armoured one, which again, 6 models on there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What I might do is I might put some pictures up at the end so you can see the sprues. You've got all round shields here of varying sizes. Then you've got a load of heads up at the top. Now, these heads are more unique for the most part. I think that one is one off the Viking sprue right there. And there's a couple up at the top. But yeah, there is a lot of variety on here. You've got a cape again. Now, that goes with a very specific head, as I recall from the Viking sprue. By the time this goes up, I think that Viking sprue, the Viking one, will have gone up. It depends on the order I post them, because they're standalone outside of me mentioning it here, which I could have not bothered to do and it wouldn't have mattered. Yeah, they're standalone, so they can be watched in any order. But yeah, you've got some hand axes, you've got some spears, you've got some swords. 2-handed axe, 2-handed axe. Very good for creating things like berserkers. Very good for use in Baron's War. But yeah, guys, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go away. Now, you do need bases, because they don't come with bases. I use MDF. You can use plastic bases. You know, you've got the Games Workshop style ones. You've got the flat warlord ones. You've got MDF, which you can pick up from places like eBay, war bases. Amazon even has some. There's a load of different places you can pick them up. But yeah, you will need your bases. They don't come in this pack. So guys, I'm going to go away. I'm going to come back in a bit. For you, it'll be instant. For me, it could be anything up to 3 or 4 days. There's a wrestling event and a couple of episodes of a TV show I want to watch. So I'm going to do that while I go. Too much information. Back in a bit, guys. So welcome back, guys. As you can see, I've gone kind of handheld. So it's going to be a bit shaky. We will be back to normal filming soon. It's just lots going on at the minute. But yeah, so you can see here I built... In fact, if I'm honest, I built the whole set. But I've got 6 here of each just to show you. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at them individually. So the first one here you can see is a spearman. There's actually a mold line I've just noticed there. But you guys know me. I always have to do a second pass because I'm never happy enough with it. But yeah, so I've gone with the spear. Obviously the shield isn't put on yet till he's painted. Then I've gone with this one. This is absolutely one of my favourite bodies. Comes with the head, as I showed you when we were going through the first part. There's a couple of different heads you can put on there, but I'm a big fan of that. He's got the axe, and obviously, again, I'm going to give him a shield. Now, this guy is purely for flavour. I'm going to have to put like an axe on his belt or something like that, but he's got the torch, and he's got the head. But yeah, absolutely love this model. This is one of my favourite heads. Look at that. He looks particularly perturbed. I built a two-handed one. This is one of the heads I like the least. But I tried to use as many different heads as possible, so I had to use this on him. The axe is slightly bent. I'm going to have to fix that. But yeah, that's not a you guys problem. It's the way I've built it. Here's that same body again, but with one of the hoods down. And I've gone with the axe going sideways, and then he's going to have, obviously, the shield itself there. And then this one. Again, absolutely love this model. I did build them in a range, so I've got some with swords, I've got many with spears, because they're going to fill out my other ranks. But here we go across to the more heavily armoured ones. And again, try to use as many different heads as possible. I've got a guy with a spear, got another guy with a spear here, and they'll obviously get shields. This one, as you can see, the detail on them is really, really good. Now, if you bought all the Victrix kits, you'll know that they're nice, but they're very basic. However, these ones, much like a lot of the newer kits, I've got so much detail in it. Now, this guy looks exactly, or he looks very, very similar to the character from Vikings, the actor who played Ragnar Lothbrok in the earlier seasons, but with his later seasons beard. And I absolutely love that. So I built him with like a frenzied pose. And then I've got a guy here. The pose gives a kind of ice hockey look, but at least his axe isn't bent, I guess. But again, there I went with one with a two-handed axe. So as you can see, I'm on the living room, well, the scrap table, basically, where I build models and stuff. So it's got paint, and it's got scratches, and it's got all kinds on. But you can see there. Now, the quality of the models themselves is absolutely fantastic. Mold line-wise, they weren't too bad at all, especially for what you class as a budget kit, which Victrix stuff is budget, don't get me wrong. It's fantastic quality, but it is what you'd class on the budget end. You've got 6 bodies repeated, you've got, you know, a number of heads, you've got a number of arms. Some of them can be built in different ways, a lot of them kind of only go together 1 or 2 ways. You can have a lot of fun with them, though. These kits work perfectly with the other Vikings kits, or the other Dark Ages kits, so the Dark Age archers. You've got your Saxons, even some of the Normandy stuff would still work with these. And of course the Vikings set themselves, that Norse set will go really, really well with these. I really, really like them. I think they're fantastic value for money. What I'm going to do is I will put a link in the description below. But yeah, I think they're absolutely fantastic. Cannot wait to get some paint on them. I might actually do a painting tutorial, or not a painting tutorial, but like a paint along with for this guy, because, oh, sorry, because I absolutely love him. Now, at the minute, we've got a lot on. We're getting into Old World. Bolt Action's just out. 3rd edition, I mean. But our Warhammer Ancients battle stuff is getting built up as our Baron's War, because they're basically the same armies. Just one's a smaller army and the other's obviously more movement tray, wide scale. So yeah, I'm super excited to get some paint on these. I really do love them, and I do think they're worth the money. Once again, Victrix have knocked out the park. As I mentioned in part 1, I believe it was like 3 days ago when I actually filmed that first part, but I'm pretty sure I did say that some of the heads are repeated on some of the other sprues, but there's so many other heads on there that it absolutely does not matter. And again, it does mean that you can mix and match some of the kits. So yeah, guys, thank you very much for watching. I definitely would recommend them. Do the usual social media business, you know, like, share, subscribe, hit the bell notification so that people, and internet and YouTube, yeah, all that crap. I prefer talking about the models than I do the social media aspect of things. It's probably why we've been stuck around the same number of subscribers-ish for about 3 years. Because I'd much rather tell you about the pretty models than tell us in the comments what your favourite model is. So yeah, guys, thanks very much for watching. Pray the dice gods, hope to smile upon you, and take care.